Hello gang, this is Derek here with another evening of lazy playing around with some lights. Whoopee-doo. On the left we have the 2014 release light set, which, as you can see, the light is sort of throbbing rather than blinking. And then you've got this really old set over here of a girl roasting fish on a fire, and that one, the light seems to be pulsating a little bit faster, but as you can see from the capacitors in the background, that is really old-fashioned electronics. And on the right here we have the modern equivalent, which is an Arduino driven software based solution to the blinking lights. And if I can just borrow the case from the first light set and put it over here, you can see how the light is actually flickering rather than just throbbing. Now let me remove the base over here. I don't know whether the LEDs are too bright and whether you can see them from a different angle. The one on the left uses surface mount technology, really small LEDs, but it's arranged in the same way as the really old 10-year version, which uses 3mm LEDs. And basically what these two have in common is that there are 3 yellow LEDs and a red LED, but the yellow blinks one single and then a double and then back to the single, and that is the solution that the designers have chosen to use for brightness. With 2 yellow LEDs on, it's brighter as opposed to the one. The red doesn't blink. Now the solution which I have chosen with the Arduino is actually software based. In other words, the design is 2 yellows and 1 red, but the brightness doesn't come from the fact that there are 2 yellows on. And if you look at the pattern, there is no pattern. It's totally random, and that can only be done using a software-based solution. So when you put this light back on there, you can see that it gives a very nice flickering. And if the brightness isn't to your satisfaction, the beauty with software-based solutions is that you just go and write in the code to allow for a brighter light. And the way the light flickers is that half of its brightness is controlled by a PWM random selection between 1 and 120 pulses. Now the other 130 is steady. So in other words, we have at least half on at any one time, and the other half is totally random between 0 and 120 for all 3 LEDs. So you will never get a repeated pattern, unlike the previous old-fashioned solutions where you've got the LEDs throbbing. And in fact, if you look now back at the middle one, the really old one, the electronics have packed up because the capacitors have saturated and it's no longer blinking. It's just a steady light. Whereas the new 2013 edition is still basically throbbing to some extent. They're very bright point lights, unfortunately, so it's very hard to see each individual LED. And there goes my my laptop there. So, but you can just about see that there are 4 LEDs, and the red's completely drowned out by the yellow. So let me turn this off and turn that off, and you can then have a look, if I can get it to focus, that the LEDs are strictly surface mounted as opposed to these ones, which are the old LEDs there. And the new one, of course, is still using the old technology, but it's flickering away there. And I've gone on much longer than I wanted to, about 3 blinking lights. But isn't technology marvelous? And the Arduino Nano, which is driving the whole thing, is programmed using that USB. It has 4 wires coming out of it, so we're really not looking at something that's expensive or overly complicated. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little bit of an examination of technology on the march, and we will be playing around with this wonderful machine for a little bit longer in 2015, because it will do thousands of things depending on your imagination, whether you're mad or whether you're just a fanatic like me. Derek, over and out, and have a good day. Bye.